Hello everyone, we've made it to Scotland.
Oh yeah, and we are in Edinburgh.
Whoa, this is an amazing city. It's like stepping back in time. It really is a medieval city.
Yeah, today to get started, we're going to go on a little tour into the Highlands and we might find the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, so we're looking at some of the big sites over there. It is a bus tour. It's an all-day thing. Should be a lot of fun. Then we'll come back and do Edinburgh properly.
Yeah, so stay tuned for some fun.
I've been contemplating all my time. My thoughts make me tired, just running through my mind. Wonder if there's peace that I can find, instead of always being on the grind.
It was originally known as Dunedin. Once you get through Calendar, the scenery starts to change.
Well, we've left Edinburgh and we've headed through the lowlands.
Yep.
And we're now what they call the gateway to the Highlands. We've just stopped to say hi to some cows.
Yes.
And to use the bathrooms.
The all-important toilet break. You can hear the bagpipes in the background. We've never felt more Scottish.
Yeah, which is interesting. We both have Scottish last names, so there's some Scottish heritage there.
Yeah.
So we're going to embrace it today.
And embrace the cows. Let's go.
Moo! So we have stopped to check out the view of these incredible mountains. There are hiking tracks all the way through, so some people are going for a nice big hike, which is pretty cool. The weather's turning a bit, but it's super moody and nice. And of course there's bagpipes. Now it's not very good of me to be of Scottish heritage and not particularly like bagpipes, but maybe I'm going to get used to them on this trip.
The rightful king, and then going to let the his rules, his laws, and they were.
Okay, so we've disembarked the bus for a couple of hours. They've let us loose in Fort Augustus, which is on the southern tip of the Loch Ness. Loch is, of course, the Gaelic word for lake, and we know the famous monster from Loch Ness. The first sighting was about 1500 years ago by a monk, right? So, man of God, surely he wouldn't lie to us. And then, of course, there was that famous sighting in the 1930s by a doctor where that iconic photo comes from. So, will we find the monster today? Will we find Nessie? Let's hope so. But we're going to go for a nice little walk around the lake. We're going to eat some lunch that's been supplied to us by the bus company. And yeah, we're just going to have a good old time.
So we've decided we'll just have a picnic out on this point where it's very scenic and beautiful. So they've provided us with like a sandwich, mine's ham and mustard, and some chippies, and some shortbread.
Oh, Scottish shortbread.
So yeah, I'm gonna give the sandwich a go. Just looks like a nice ham and mustard roll. Pretty simple, but it was nice that the tour included some lunch. Okay, sandwich, really nice view.
It's actually been quite nice just sitting on the bus as it's driven us around places. We're staying in a backpackers at the moment, which is quite fun, in the middle of Edinburgh. But it was quite noisy last night, and you expect a level of noise, right, when you book a place like that. People coming in and out, that's totally fine. But we also had like an unscheduled fire alarm situation. We had drilling in the main street of Edinburgh, all sorts going on. So we didn't sleep as much as we perhaps should have, but that's okay. We've managed to nap a little bit on the bus today.
It's really interesting. What these here are these like gates that hold water in. So there's a canal higher up, and boats want to come down to the lake, and they slowly go into each loch, and they drain it, and then they open the gate, and they drain the next one. So that's why there's all these little waterfalls.
Cheap and cheerful coffee, £1.90 from the Legion pub. Is it going to win any awards? No, but I don't need it to, I just need the caffeine. Where's Nessie? Let's see if we can find her. We might be looking all day.
So we are doing a final pit stop in Pitlochry, which is a suitable pit stop location. We're about halfway back, I think. We're a little bit tired, so we've been sleeping. So we thought we'd wake ourselves up with some ice cream. This is whiskey ice cream. With a flake, of course. It's really nice. It's like vanilla ice cream, but with a whiskey hit.
Yeah, so all in all, I think we'd definitely recommend this tour. This was with Haggis Adventures, great name. It was about 100 New Zealand dollars, about £50. But the sheer volume of what we saw today really made it worth it. Parts of it looked like Central Otago from back in New Zealand, parts of it looked totally alien, very epic in scale. So yeah, Haggis Adventures from Edinburgh, look it up if you're over this way. To the end of an action-packed day in Scotland.
Cheers. 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 And what a beautiful view! Looking forward to seeing that castle tomorrow. Good morning. We're just right outside our backpackers and we're ready to explore Edinburgh today.
That's right, so we're in the heart of the Old Town. We're going to walk up the Royal Mile, Diagon Alley, and we might even wander to the Edinburgh Castle. Let's see.
Let's go. Just absolutely loving living on the Royal Mile. It does mean we had to go for backpackers to actually get us into the centre of Edinburgh on a budget, but that's a fun experience in itself. On the Royal Mile there is so much cool restaurants, cafes, shops, and a lot of Pride stuff as well, which is awesome. But you look at this, it's just the most pristine hilltop town, or fortress town. You probably can't see on this camera lens, but we can see the ocean behind us here. And these big wide cobbled stones, old architecture. It's really a special place, Edinburgh.
There seems to be an abundance of walking tours in Edinburgh, which is pretty cool. They seem to work on two models. Either you pay an upfront cost, or they are ostensibly free, but then you pay a tip at the end, effectively what you thought it was worth. So it's quite cool. Do your research. There's a bunch of different ones. There's ones that are more ghost-oriented, maybe underneath the city. There are some that are Harry Potter themed, etc., etc. Lots to choose from. I just went like, oh yes! And Tim thought I was talking about the shortbread. I was in fact talking about this Scottish lad.
It's thirsting.
Yeah, always.
Guilty. So I'm just trying to work out if we should book ahead for Edinburgh Castle. I think the answer is yes. So I might just do that now. Oh no, they're completely sold out for the day. I think we're not going to be getting inside the castle today. So do book ahead, that's my one piece of advice. However, I think we can have a lot of fun exploring around the castle and getting a bit of a peek in, like we did with London Tower. We enjoyed that, so onwards. Okay, so itinerary adjusted. We're going to take the scenic route round to the castle, and we're going to go via Scott Monument and a really lovely looking park. Well, that's got to be one of the most glamorous Witherspoons in the country. Look at the architecture. We absolutely love Witherspoons. We haven't filmed it yet on a vlog, but you can get a proper dinner and a drink in there for about £10, $20. That's not bad with a glass of plonk or a nice beer.
So I was just reading, this is a tribute to Sir Walter Scott, an author. I don't know much about him, to be honest. I need to do some more research, maybe read some of his novels. But what I do know is that it's an amazing Gothic masterpiece, so imposing.
So this is actually where we were last night when we were having a little wine. It's so beautiful getting the view out over this little valley over to the other side of town where the castle is. I must say Edinburgh feels like a very walkable place. It's so easy to get around, it's just like a short walk away from something else cool. Heading towards the National Gallery at the moment, so we could check that out.
I'm not sure if you can hear, but behind me is a rendition of Amazing Grace. Definitely the best song on bagpipes.
So now we're sneaking our way back up to the castle to see if we can kind of sneak a look through the gate and get some cool vistas of it. Wish us luck. Okay, yeah, so we've confirmed we're definitely not getting inside Edinburgh Castle today.
We're crying tears of the disappointed.
Yeah, but we're gonna try to walk around the edge of it and see if we can get some other views of it, because it's super epic.
Righto, there she is, Edinburgh Castle. She is a beauty. Now I understand that the Gaelic word for fort is dun, and Edinburgh is also known as Dunedin. We have a Dunedin back home in New Zealand. It's not quite as impressive, I must say, though it is still charming. Anyway, we're not going inside. This is the crown jewel of Edinburgh. She is rather nice. Let's enjoy her.
Whoa, imagine trying to scale these cliffs to take the fortress down. Good luck with that. I can see huge big cannons that would be raining fire down on you. You'd have no chance. It's so steep. We're now descending these stairs. We're headed for the Grassmarket, hopefully to find a bit of grub for lunch. So this is Grassmarket, which is a street. Not a traditional market today as I would know it, but apparently on Saturday lots of different stalls do set up. Today is like a Wednesday, so it's a little bit more quiet. There's lots of lovely shops, and we see a very cool street up here. Apparently Diagonal Alley was inspired by it. We've just ducked into a pub called the Beehive Inn, and they've got this awesome beer garden out back with a view up at the castle. And it seems that they have some lighter options, which are slightly cheaper food items, which will suit our budget a bit better than a big main plate. So we're going to order some food and maybe have a little tipple. Okay, we're as Scottish as possible.
A toast to the wonderful people of Scotland and the big beautiful bastard that is Edinburgh.
Indeed.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh God, that's good.
That is so delicious. So I asked the bar staff to recommend 2 local beers, and they recommended 2 lagers that are made here in Scotland. This one here is the Innis and Gun, and it's like a nice full-bodied kind of lager with a little bit of sweetness. It's really nice.
And mine is Flint Eye, which is a beer with beer-like qualities.
You sound like a real expert.
I am, I'm a connoisseur. It's really good.
So I have got the salmon cakes. When we were on our Highlands tour, our tour guide told us all about Scottish salmon and how we must try it if we see it on the menu. So I've seen it on the menu and I've ordered it. Let's give this a go. Oh, this looks crispy and yummy. Comes with a tartar sauce and a little side salad. That hits the spot. It's so tasty. Bit of green salad and some lemon, which has been nicely toasted. The perfect light lunch and more reasonably priced than some of the big meals.
Yeah, baby, I've gone for the cheese toasty. Humble but delicious. Now this is full of Scottish cheese, probably from the Highlands, so let's just get stuck in. Probably should be doing this with a knife and fork or something, but anyway. Cheesy. That cheese is really lovely. It has a nice kick. A little bit of a stank to it, which is really, really cool. It's simple, but it does feed the soul. Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah.
Get it, boy. I'm so predictable. Well, that brings our time in Scotland and the wider UK to a close. We've loved our time here. We've seen so much. The people have been so accommodating and good humoured. We do want to come back again and do a little bit more at some stage.
Definitely. Though it feels like it was a short time, it was a really wonderful time.
Yeah.
We also got time in Scotland to see my sister from another mister and meet her kids, and she showed us through Dundee and St Andrews.
That was really fun.
Best time. So thank you so much for giving us that experience. And Edinburgh has just been amazing. amazing. We will come
Magical.
back.
Well, we have an Instagram, we have a Patreon, we don't have an OnlyFans yet.
Yeah,
Hasn't been
if we
required.
Get desperate, we might. So support us where you can. We really appreciate it. Hit like on this video. That's a free way of supporting us. And remember to subscribe.
Okay, that's the end of that. Thanks so much for watching. Ka kite anō.
Bye.